Hey, good morning, Jay.
The United States is not looking so good around the world, according to the Pew Research.
Yes, and it's all because of President Trump's key policies. But Jay, it's no surprise that the president who campaigned on "Make America First," that the numbers show that abroad, that is, these policies are unpopular. Here are the numbers: 37 nations surveyed, favorable ratings for the U.S. decreased from 64% to 49%. But as for confidence in Trump to do the right thing when it comes to international affairs, 22% compared to President Trump's or President Obama's 64% just a few months ago. And it all has to do with Trump's stance on climate change, immigration. And now those things have caused people to see him as, quote, arrogant, intolerant, and even dangerous. But get this, guys, he's also seen as a strong leader. So there's a positive there for the president, or definitely something he would see as positive. But the international numbers just come, just a few days ahead of President Trump's second overseas trip. He's heading to the G20 summit next week. He'll be surrounded by the leaders from many of those countries surveyed.
Any idea whether he will try to wrestle to the front for a handshake?
You know what? I hope that the cameras stay on him at all times, because watching that video of him really, it was somewhere
maybe that has
like
something to do with the attitude when they watch videos like that.
You know, it's possible when they see our president almost become a linebacker in chief there.
Kenneth, how do we know, though, these are citizens of these countries? Right. What about the leaders of these countries?
Those, because they're politicians, will never find out an honest answer. So
yes.
I don't know how those leaders feel, but we have heard a lot. We've done a lot of reporting over the past few months. There's a lot of unease when it comes to other world leaders some are walking on eggshells because the U.S. is powerful. We are the leader of this, obviously the leader of the free world here. And when it comes to certain policies, obviously the U.S. has a big stake in a lot of it, and there's a lot of sway that the president can have. And so we saw at that G7 summit in Italy just a few weeks ago, we saw leaders trying to pretty much kind of cozy up to President Trump on especially because of certain big issues like climate change and immigration, the travel ban. We've seen in the past, few days even, we had Prime Minister Modi from India here, who definitely was trying to sway the president on climate change and the Paris Accord. He was on the phone yesterday with the French president, Macron. They talked about Syria. They talked about other big issues. He also spoke with Ireland's prime minister. So the president is working on those relations. And definitely those countries who want something out of the U.S., they're definitely trying to sway the president and get close to him to have a little bit more influence.
Ken, this comes probably as good news to Trump supporters, and there are many who have said, we don't care what the rest of the world thinks about us. It is all about what's going on here in the country. This probably is positive news to them.
It is very positive news to them, who say, look, that's why we voted for President Trump to put him in the White House, is to put America first. But on the other side, and on the flip side, and what Democrats would most likely say is that this doesn't put us first, especially when it comes to trade policies and other issues that we have to work with others on. And so I think it depends on which side you're looking at. And at this point, President Trump is definitely pleasing his base, but he's not doing anything to really bring others over who definitely question his policies.
Kenneth Moton, ABC News correspondent from the White House, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, guys.